The average teenager eats between 6 to 8 times a day. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Evita Cooks and Preps, where you will always find original and delicious recipes and prepper ideas. And if you're new, welcome to the family. I still have 2 teenage boys at home, and sometimes I have to get dinner on the table very quickly. And today I'm going to share one of those recipes that I'm certain you're going to love, starting with preheating the oil. And just in case, I always give you guys a full recipe, and I know that this time I did not measure the oil, but if you want a quick pro tip, anytime you need about a tablespoon of oil, if you count to 4 as you're dripping the oil, that gives you roughly about a tablespoon of oil. This time I counted to 16, which gives me roughly about a quarter of a cup of oil. While the oil heats up, let's talk about the recipe. My kids love all things fried and stuffed. And today I have for you a picadillo recipe that is so versatile that you're going to want to double the recipe and have it available at all times. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is begin browning the meat. And once the oil comes to temperature, go ahead and drop it and start breaking it up. You really want to break it up into small pieces. And for this recipe, you don't want big chunks of beef. This is going to take a few minutes, and I'm just going to keep working the beef until it's brown. And this time I'm using an 80-20 mix. You can use lean beef if you want to, but I do like that little bit of fat for this picadillo recipe, especially since I plan to use this one for stuffed potatoes that I hope to share with you guys that recipe later on. This recipe is done so quickly that I'm pretty sure it's going to become one of your favorites. Okay, after about 3 minutes, the meat is perfectly brown, and it's time to season the beef. And you could do this recipe with chicken, pork, whatever you have available is fine. And notice that we still have a little bit of fat in the pan and most of the water evaporated, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. You can find the full recipe in the description box below the video. And I always like to start with the red chili flakes. This is optional, but in my house, it's a must. Next, I'm going to be adding the ground cumin. And for the most part, I like to season my meats, adding the strongest aromatics first. That way we can start cooking down some of those flavors. Already with the addition of the cumin, the ground beef smells incredible. Also coming in with the dry oregano. In addition to the cumin, I'm going to be adding the ground coriander seeds, and both the coriander and the cumin, I toasted them before I ground them. It enhances their flavor and it brings out their natural oils. Okay, also going to add the chili powder. Pretty much all the seasonings are going in at once. Turmeric. I have some dried cilantro. Now, to be honest with you, the dried cilantro doesn't hold its natural flavor as much, but look at the color that it gives the picadillo already. Okay, I'm also coming in with the granulated garlic and the granulated onion, adobo with pepper, and of course the Redmond real salt. Look at that lovely color that the ground turmeric gives our beef. In fact, the turmeric is a wonderful all-natural substitute when you want to add flavor and color to your meats or your rice. Every now and then I substitute the sazon for the turmeric. Besides giving the meat a lovely color, it also adds great flavor. The beauty about this picadillo recipe is that it cooks in under 20 minutes. So if you're pressed for time and you need to get dinner on the table quickly, this is the recipe for you. So now that the seasonings are perfectly incorporated, I'm going to finish the picadillo and I'm adding the diced onion. Okay, so we're going to saute this for about a minute or so. Looking good, and it smells amazing. Fresh garlic, saute it for about 30 seconds or so, and then I'm going to be adding the bell peppers and the tomatoes. Okay, let's go ahead and add a mixture of red and green bell peppers. Not only do they add flavor, but look at that wonderful color. For this recipe, I'm using both diced and crushed tomatoes. The diced tomatoes are going to add body and texture to the picadillo, and the crushed tomatoes are going to give us a bit of a sauce, which is important because you don't want your picadillo to be too dry. So let's go ahead and add the tomatoes. And I'm using Roma tomatoes. I'm adding the crushed tomatoes. Crushed tomatoes are giving it a little bit of a sauce. Depending what you're using the picadillo for, you may want to add more or less. I'm also adding a little bit of water just to balance everything out. And honestly, this picadillo is done, but you know by now that most of my recipes call for fresh herbs. And of course, those fresh herbs usually take the form of cilantro and culantro. And I have some fresh cilantro and culantro freshly chopped. My cilantro is doing wonderful, and I'm very blessed that I'm having a very good harvest of fresh cilantro. The addition of the cilantro and the culantro transforms this picadillo recipe into a very lovely and fragrant picadillo. Not only does it add flavor, but it looks absolutely beautiful. If you're using this picadillo to stuff empanadas or to serve it over rice, you can leave it just the way it is. Or if you're like my family and you like a little bit of broth on your picadillo, you can add some water, and that is to taste. I added about 1/4 of a cup of water, and look at that. The picadillo is done. And following this video, I'm going to show you how you can take this picadillo recipe and transform it into your family's favorites. Check it out, you guys. The picadillo looks great. It smells amazing. I promise you, it tastes exquisite. You really have to try it. And on the next video, I'll show you how you can take this picadillo recipe and turn it into a fabulous dinner. For more delicious recipe ideas like this one, consider subscribing to the channel, like, share, and comment for the YouTube algorithms, and activate the bell so you never miss out on any of my videos. Until next time, I'm Evita, Cooks and Preps. Bon appetit! You really have to try it.